A pact worth jibing. What is an agreement? An agreement is where two or more parties are deciding to do one thing. Agreeing about something is very important task, especially if the rulers of countries are the one agreeing in something about the welfare or boundary of their territory. It is said that the two countries, namely China and the Philippines, had already signed 6 agreements to strengthen their bonds between one another, but is it effective? Yes, it is indeed effective because of the agreement they signed is for the better welfare of each other's country and people. The two countries will also have a higher education cooperation between the Commission on Higher Education of the Philippines and the China's Ministry of Education. Each parties will receive equal advancement according to the signed agreement. The 5 agreements are also for the good welfare of their nations, but the banned agreement is now tested because of the boundary of China and Philippines over the South China Sea. An agreement over two countries should be focused or studied more because a single agreement can be the cause of one's destruction, especially when not followed correctly, or it can be the advantage of one individual. So the agreement between President Rodrigo Rua Duterte of the Philippines and Chinese President Xi Jinping of China is the subject of the newspaper story. Particularly for the welfare and limits of each of their areas, their agreement is a crucial duty for both parties. So 6 agreements have already been struck between the two nations to further improve their ties. And this agreement is very effective because it benefits both the countries and the people's welfare. This agreement also focuses on higher education collaboration between the Chinese Ministry of Education and the Philippines Department of Higher Education. And due of the Philippines' border with China, however, across the South China Sea, the bond agreement between the two nations will also be put to the test. However, above it all, the agreements of those two parties must or should be studied and examined in order for it to be implemented successfully and in order for it not to be the reason for one's destruction. Thank you.
When I was young, I used to think that doing your best means a gold medal. That when you do something right, you get something good in return, or at least a job well done. But 18 years into the real world, and I learned how that's just a fantasy. How sometimes going above and beyond doesn't even give you a cookie or a pat on the back. That loving with all your heart doesn't even you guarantee you won't lay in bed alone at night, drowning in your own thoughts, and think, did my best was not enough? Truth is, I don't know what the stars wrote for me, and I'm tired of comparing my life with others. All I know is that I know better now to carry on without so much expectations. Forget gold medals. My only hope is when the time is right, all my hard work pays off, and all the love I gave out to this universe will find their way back to me, and achieve what I want, which is the academic success. My experience made me realize that the most important personal quality that you must have is you have to believe in yourself. Believing in yourself means you do the right thing. Believing in yourself means that you have all the characteristics that you can use in achieving academic success. The confidence, being passionate and dedicated, being aware of your capabilities and strengths, Believing in yourself means you can do the right, you can do everything. Believing in yourself means in all the triumphs and challenges that may hindrance you in achieving your dreams. But if you believe, all the impossible will become possible. So now, start believing in yourselves so you can achieve academic success.
For today's news, October 14, 2022, that I watched on 24 Oras on GMS7 channel is about teenage pregnancy, where the numbers of females at the age of 15 are now still increasing here in the Philippines. And while watching the news, I noticed a difference between the news anchors who use a teleprompter and the interviewees who do not. While I was watching, I observed Vicky Morales, one of the news analysts in 24 Oras, deliver the news while maintaining eye contact with the camera, which I was impressed with. I expected her to remember the one she said, but I was mistaken. The fact is that she maintained eye contact because of the device she used, which is a teleprompter. On the other hand, I also observed the interviewee's actions, and that interviewee is Joseph Morong, one of the news interviewees for 24 Oras. He acts or delivers his reports on camera not in a perfect way since he makes mistakes and doesn't maintain eye contact with the camera. He is the one who also adjusts his voice while delivering the report he has collected.